It is 4 p.m. here in Washington. Do you know where your White House is?
We are proud to announce that the construction of the new White House ballroom will begin.
It'll be built over on the east side, and it will be beautiful.
The White House ballroom will be substantially separated from the main building of the White House.
It won't interfere with the current building. It won't be. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. He said, "Sir, this is the White House. You're the President of the United States. You can do anything you want." And we did something that was really appropriate to the White House. You probably hear the beautiful sound of construction to the back. You hear that sound? Oh, that's music to my ears. I love that sound. It's a very special building, and we are taking care of it. But if I get money from our country, I'll do something nice with it, like give it to charity or give it to the White House where we restore the White House. And we're doing a great job in the White House. As you know, the ballroom is under construction. We determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section. You know, the East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original. It was never thought of as being much. It was a very small building. In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure.
With any construction project, changes come.
Changes come. Here they are. Live pictures of the White House, your White House, the entire East Wing, now gone, reduced to rubble to make way for President Trump's new ballroom. And now we're getting our first look from space. These new satellite images just in to CNN. The picture on the left showing the White House in October of last year. The picture on the right is from today. You can see on the right the demolition of the East Wing. And this image sent to CNN from a passenger on a flight leaving the nation's capital today. Again, very clear to see. Today, the administration vigorously defending the project and its price tag, because as the East Wing is coming down, we are learning that the price is going up from $250 million, then $200 million. The president now saying it's going to be more like $300 million. That is, of course, more than 650 times the average cost of a house in the United States. The press secretary today, again, pledging that taxpayers will not be on the hook for the bill.
We have released the full list of donors thus far. Perhaps there will be more people who want to generously contribute to this project. And the president, yes, has committed his own resources. And when he releases that information, which I'm very confident he will, you will all see that.
It is true. The White House has released a list of the donors, or friends, as the president says, who are putting up money for this project. Some of the biggest names in crypto, in tobacco, the Winklevoss twins, companies like Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, among others. But the White House hasn't released how much these people and corporations are giving and how much the president is going to put up.
Just trust the process. This is going to be a magnificent addition to the White House for many years to come.
Trust the process. Let's get off the sidelines and head into the arena. My panel will be here, but we're going to get started with CNN senior White House correspondent Kristen Holmes. Kristen, what are we learning about the demolition? Who's paying for the new ballroom? And I mean, look, it really seemed to me that they felt like they needed to defend themselves today.
Yeah, they certainly did. They certainly did. And I think they're aware of both the optics and the outrage over this demolition. And we've heard them defend the process itself, talking about how they didn't need any legal authority to demolish the building. They only need legal authority to actually do construction, and that they're going to bring it to the Planning Commission. But again, today was a little bit more defensive. And in fact, after the briefing, we got a statement from a White House official where they said that all of the historical components of the East Wing, such as elements from Rosalind Carter's original office of the First Lady, have been preserved and stored under the supervision of the White House Executive Residence and the National Park Service, with support from the White House Historical Association. Generally, when they decide they're going to do something, you don't necessarily see this kind of clarification over and over again. One thing I want to make clear, you noted that the president had mentioned this $300 million price tag. That was the first time we had heard this extra $100 million. And Carolyn Levitt, during that briefing, confirmed that number, but wouldn't say why it had gone up $100 million. We did report last night that is now expected to be larger, the ballroom, than previously thought. President Trump has been looking at different renderings, showing them to people, asking which one they like better. He tells them he likes the bigger one better, and often they also agree with that. Now, when it comes to the financing, we know the White House has released this list of donors. We don't have the price tag on it. We also don't have the price tag on how much President Trump himself is willing to give to this project. He has said over and over again that he is going to contribute his own money. So we're waiting to see if they ever release that, in particular a dollar sign amount. Leavitt said that they would be doing that. The other part of this that I thought was fascinating in this briefing, talking about what exactly they were doing, is there was a back and forth in which they were asked if they don't believe, or if they believe that they don't need anyone's permission to demolish buildings on federal ground. What does that mean? Does that mean they can go and demolish the Jefferson Memorial, for example? And Caroline did not really have an answer to that. She said this is not a law that the White House made up, and that they were just following the guidelines that they were given. But again, never really answering that question of what exactly does this apply to, and how far are people willing to go, and the White House willing to go?
Really remarkable to watch those bulldozers doing that work. Kristen Holmes, thank you very much for laying it out for us. All right, my panel's here in the arena. CNN Political Director, Washington Bureau Chief David Chalian. CNN Special Correspondent Jamie Gangel is here. Former DNC Senior Advisor, Communications Director Xochitl Hinojosa, and former Chief of Staff to Vice President Mike Pence, Mark Short. We're also joined by former Obama White House ethics czar Norm Eisen. He also served as a special counsel to the House Judiciary Committee during the first Trump impeachment trial. And if all of those wonderful people were not enough for you, you will also on the left side of your screen see our Arena text chain with additional analysis from top reporters and contributors. David Chalian, I want to start with you, kind of big picture on this, because I was really fascinated with how Caroline Leavitt opened the briefing today. It was a classic Trumpian move to go on attack, right, against previous, they had an outline of the things that had happened in the White House before that underscored plenty of issues that Democrats had celebrated things that the Trump administration has done. What did it tell you that they felt they needed to be on defense?
This story is so powerfully visual, and that is Donald Trump's medium, right? Like, he understands that. And so I think what you're seeing from the White House in trying to respond to this story is an understanding that because of how visual the story is in nature, it has captured the imagination of the American people, beyond the political back and forth over it, and beyond, like, people are, that image of destruction happening at, America's, like, symbol of our democracy and our system of government and the like, that is something that breaks through. And so I think what you saw at the briefing was a White House that was keenly aware this has broken through in a way that they weren't controlling, and so they're trying to get control of it.
Jamie?
David is absolutely right. I think they have underestimated the visceral reaction of regular Americans to this. I actually got more text messages from Republicans than Democrats, many of them who worked in the White House. But the kind of thing that I heard, to David's point, is, it sparks a fear. What else will he do? And then, of course, Trump critics look at this and think it is symbolic of what they see as a threat to democracy. He's tearing down democracy, critics say. He's tearing down the White House.
Mark Short, I will say the previous small c conservative approach to this would not be to rip down the East Wing, right? What do you think this was a good idea?
Look, I have mixed thoughts on this, to be candid with you. I'm sympathetic to Josh Hawley's response to Manu yesterday, that there are a lot of people who are crying historic preservation today that were comfortable tearing down monuments in the name of racial justice just a couple years ago. But the White House is not his personal house. It belongs to the American people, and it's the American taxpayer that has paid for it. So the fact you have other people donating, I think, is a little bit of a canard. But I also think it's clear the White House is on the defense right now. But they probably also are rather cover this than the fact that farmers and ranchers are actually now rising up, upset about the president's trade agenda. He's going to China because the trade agenda is that much in disarray. You have now finally 9 months of trying to coax Putin, and you actually have disruption and have to sanction Russia. You have a so-called peace deal in Israel that seems to be falling apart. And so there's a lot of big issues that impact the American people daily, and to be covering this, I think, is probably preferable for them.
So considering everything you just laid out there, I mean, Carolyn Levitt said that the ballroom was the main priority when she was asked about this today. Should it be?
Well, no, I mean, obviously not. I mean, I think there's a lot of challenges in front of the American people right now. I didn't even mention the shutdown, and so there's a lot of challenges in front of the American people that I think that the White House could be focused on that would be impacting the American people as opposed
Yeah,
to
and healthcare costs are about to go up in a week for Americans. Again, yes, the government is shut down. Costs are rising overall. But one interesting thing on who's going to pay for it, I do find it interesting that the president has not disclosed how much he will be paying at the same time when he's still asking the Justice Department for $230 million. Mind you, the government doesn't have to disclose whether or not they ever pay Donald Trump. And so will that money be used for this? I have no idea.
He actually floated that it perhaps could.
But he did.
He said to charity, and at one point he did say maybe it could pay for the ballroom.
Exactly. And so he's still seeking this, which is unbelievable.